Just one thing before we jump into the video, I've bought a Rode microphone which has an external cable which I plug into the camera, which should improve the audio quality. You know, in past videos when I've been outside and it's been quite windy, it picks up a lot of the outside noise quite a lot. I'm hoping this will maybe just change that. So I'm pretty sure there is no more life as a travel rep for me. Who knows what is next. But what I wanted to do today was my 5 best travel rep memories, just to kind of look back on it all in a positive light, you know, and just highlight some of those things that really were positive experiences. So starting with number 5, going to come as a bit of a surprise to some of you, I know, but number 5 is Turkey. So my entire 6 weeks of working as a travel rep in Turkey near C-Day. I left under sort of technically bad circumstances, you know, like it wasn't right for me mentally. It wasn't something which I realized I could do for an entire season, but looking back on it, I can only think fondly because of all the things I got to do in that short space of time. You know, Turkey, predominantly a Muslim country, it's completely different from all the sort of other areas where I've been in or visited, mainly in like Europe, but also elsewhere. So you're automatically out of your comfort zone. But getting to go canyoning, being on a pirate ship, being in glorious sunny temperatures, and just coming back all golden and having the time of my life out there, I will always look back on it very, very positively. And of course, because it broadened my horizons, you know, and really sort of set me on a good path to looking after myself. Number 4 is the drone footage from Lake Garda. So this is before last winter. I had the training week in Lake Garda, and I went with Tom, one of my friends. We went really early in the morning, incredibly hungover, at least I was, right out to the edge of Lake Garda, and Tom's out there flying a drone in like pretty risky windy conditions, but he just had this amazing footage that he took from it. He was so kind to allow me to use that footage in one of my early vlogs entering into the second winter season as a travel rep, so I will always remember that. He was very kind, some generosity which, you know, will always stick with me. But you know, I was being close to someone who definitely has a lot more skills and expertise on the filming side of things, so to be quite close to him at that time and see what he was doing with his work was really, really quite useful. So thanks for that, Tom, and yeah, love that day on the lake. Number 3 is pretty generic, but it is every single day out that I spent with other ski seasonaires. So when you're doing your winter seasons and you get caught up in all that work, you want to be able to go out and do things. And for me, you know, I wanted to work hard but also ski hard. I wanted to ski as many times as I could, so I usually did between sort of 40 to maybe 50 days of each of the seasons if it was possible. And what I really found made the most was actually going and skiing out with other workers from other companies, you know, and that couldn't be truer in Seoul in particular, where I was this year. But you know, every single day out, whether it was the whiteout days, just the days where we'd go up on the mountain and find a bar and just sit there, sunbathe, have those drinks, and just fool around and being able to switch off from work, and having those people and where you had these friends, it really helped in certain situations to switch off from work, get rid of any stress. Maybe if you were suffering from a bit of homesickness, rather than just sort of sitting and binging on Netflix back in the staff accommodation, it just made so much sense and was so much more worth it going out and hanging out with these people on the mountain. Number 2, I never shut up about, but the heliskiing in Llathwil will live with me for the rest of my life. We got to know Val Heliski, this company, actually through my uncle, who had gone out and done a couple of trips with them like before, and they really came highly recommended. And for them to pick us up in the Three Valleys and drive us over to the Italian border, where in Italy you can do heliskiing, not in France you can't, and then us to ski down into Llathwil and go from there was just spectacular. Again, another event where I was very hungover that morning, but the adrenaline that was pumping through my veins going down, making those fresh tracks down off the top of that mountain after the drop from the helicopter was just unreal. But heliskiing is not the number one pick. The number one pick of my 5 best travel rep memories is Christmas 2017/18 in Val Thorens at the Frog and Roast Beef. I touched on it with the days out in the ski season airs, but you are out, you're away from home for several months. You've left your family behind, you know, maybe you've left loved ones or whatever it is, but it's a huge thing to decide to just up and be away from home for that long period, and Christmas is usually that time where you're together as a family. And instead, as someone who if you're a season air worker, you're away from all of that, you're working you know, a pretty hectic schedule. Christmas is one of the busiest times in a winter season, whilst all these guests are coming out with their families and celebrating Christmas, and they're bringing out all the presents, and instead you're sort of waiting around. You know, French or Austrian mail doesn't exactly guarantee you getting your presents on time sent from home or wherever it is in the world, and it can be actually quite a bit of a lonely time if things play out in a certain way. The Frog and Roast Beef were the known seasonaires bar, the ones that looked after the workers across the resort from all different companies, and they were absolutely fantastic with us. They really took care of us at Christmas. They did a day where they basically did a lock-in for us. When you go to like other people's families' houses for Christmas dinners or maybe events, you're usually a bit skeptical, because the Christmas dinner you have at home with your own family is pretty spectacular. It's like special. Like, you put on a certain volume of pigs in blankets or stuffing, or like, you know, maybe you guys do a duck instead of a turkey, whatever it is. But there were so many of us, and the food just kept on coming for hours and hours. I don't think I've ever eaten that much food in one day. And to end that day, when all the food clears, the Spotify Christmas playlist was just blaring out tune after tune. It must have repeated like 7 times, but we didn't care. We were just up on the tables, we were dancing and whooping, and it just helped like sort of calm and relay any stress from those first few weeks, and really helped to settle into one of the most busiest and intense resorts across the Alps. I think anybody from any company will agree that the Three Valleys is one of the toughest. But no, a massive thanks to the Frog and Roast Beef for when you guys looked after us for that day. But that's it, that's my 5 best travel rep memories. But thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys soon.